Hi, I'm Joanna Figueroa from Fig Tree & Company, and I'm so excited to share a little bit about my newest collection of fabrics for Moda. It's called Portofino, and it'll be in shops January 2025. And that feels like so far away from now, but it'll be here before we know it. And I just wanted to show you guys a little bit. There's some new things in this collection that I've never done before. I have a couple of new colors that are brand new and exciting for me. If you can see these kind of citron-y and split pea soup kind of colors right here. I've never done these before, and I'm so excited about the little accent that they show, that they add to the group. So there's kind of the grouping of those guys. And then in the whole spectrum of it, it just kind of flows in there. There's my classic green, a warm aqua that I haven't done in a really long time. So for all of you aqua lovers out there, that's a great little piece. And then the creams, a light gray, a golden yellow, which again, this is a new color for me. It's a little bit stronger than the yellows that I normally play with. A little bit of my corally colors, my favorite chocolatey, light chocolatey brown, and a variety of reds. So it's kind of like an all year collection, I feel like. It's not specifically any one thing. Joining a few of the colorways together can make all kinds of different things. So you can go more springy with it, you can go more summery, and you can 100% take the more saturated colors and make it definitely like I call it like a light fall. It's like what I love to work with and decorate in somewhere between like early August and October, right? It's kind of like I'm ready for the seasons to start changing, but I'm not really ready for it to be totally autumn yet. So I love that kind of that palette, and I don't know if I move this, if everything's gonna fall apart. But so basically, if you kind of look at it all like this at once, that's kind of what I mean by kind of like that light early fall pattern, combination. But if you take out several colors, then I feel like I'm calling it an all year collection. I know that I say this every once in a while, that this is like my favorite ever. And I'm not sure if it's like my favorite ever collection, but it's gonna be one of my top 5. I'm already like planning out so many more projects with it. I think at this point I really should know this, like I should go count, but I think I'm working like in the 50s on the collection. I've been doing this for a hot minute, as my kids say. This is gonna be one of my all-time top 5 favorites. I already know it. I love the way that it all feels together. So I wanted to share a little bit about a couple of the patterns that are going with it. The proofs literally came in yesterday, so they're hot off the press. So the line's called Portofino. It's inspired by a recent trip that our family was able to take to Italy. My son was studying there and we went to pick him up. And so all of the feel of it and then the names are all inspired by that trip. So this is Piazza. It's a yardage grouping where I picked kind of all the more sedate and almost either tone on tone or tiny little prints from the collection. Took out all the florals, didn't use any of those, and created kind of a very large block quilt that I love. It's really fun to do big blocks sometimes. And then this is a redo of one of I would consider this a Fig Tree classic pattern. We've redone it in several different collections over the years in different seasons. It's called Nutmeg Stars, and it was perfection for this line. I used all of the different prints in the collection from it, and it's, I believe that this is either a layer cake or a fat eighth pattern. I'd have to go look, and I don't have that one with me, but it uses all of the collection, and I think it literally feels like, sunbursts in the Tuscan afternoon. I know that's like, maybe a little too poetic, but that's kind of how it speaks to me, and that's Nutmeg Stars. And then this is another brand new pattern with this one. It's called Trees in Tuscany, and this is a fat eighth bundle pattern, and it has a super simple method of putting those trees together, so you don't have to use templates or paper piece. So it's definitely like trees in an autumnal kind of feel. And when I was designing these trees, I decided that I was gonna purposefully cut off the sides of that and float the top a little bit so that it would be easy to construct. So you're never gonna miss a top up here, and then the blunt edge creates kind of like a softer feeling tree, and so you also don't have to worry about the corners, which is kind of nice. So that one was a super fun make. and it's called Trees in Tuscany. And then I have Black Eyed Susan, which is going to be the most popular pattern here. I can tell based on the fact that everybody who sees it wants to make it. This is the multi version made from a layer cake. And so again, it uses a little bit of everything in the collection. And then I love the kind of the little soft X in the back, and then the flowers all multicolored with the one kind of making it uniform with the one top color and then a sparkle of the backgrounds in the back. I kind of feel like it feels like a field of flowers. And then the pattern also has one that is much more controlled in kind of like the traditional Black Eyed Susan feel, where it's all orange on the bottom and all black on the top, and I use my eyelet fabrics mixed with some of the creams and some of the other tones for the leaves from Portofino. So I feel like it's a good pattern for an intermediate quilter. It's not hard. I use sew and flip, what I call sew and flip, for all of my patterns, where I use a lot of squares on top of other rectangles and sew on the diagonal and flip out. So there's not a lot of half square triangles, there's no templates or anything like that. So it's all simple piecing. And this is going to be, it's going to be one of those patterns that I think we are going to see made up a lot in different versions. Hopefully that was a fun sneak peek for you guys to see all the goodies coming, and I hope that you enjoy Portofino.